Good morning, everyone. Let us continue the same chapter, Human Development, third chapter from India, People and Economy. I have discussed with you what is human development in my first video, and I have also discussed with you the development related beliefs up to personal capabilities. Right? Today, I'll discuss with you human development issues and concerns. What about this, or what does it mean? We have seen that today the world is concerned with many sharp economic, social, regional, and environmental disparities. So, most people and scholars agree that these disparities result in social conflicts, isn't it? Social conflicts, injustice, and cause widespread dissatisfaction with developmental programs or development, right? And it is also argued that most of these disparities have resulted from the process of development itself, isn't it? Disparities, how is it so? Because in some parts of the same district, or in some parts, in some areas, in some regions of the same state, you can see development is taking place, while some other regions are in fact very far from the developmental programs, or even you cannot see any development is taking place or change is taking place in other part of the same district, or in the same state. Right? So yet the western or eurocentric view holds that human development is essential for overcoming regional disparities. So development is not at all concerned or is related to one part or one region in the same district or in the same state, but overall development has to take place. Overall development of the district, overall development of the state should take place, because if the overall development will not take place, it's quite obvious that regional disparities or ecological crisis or extreme poverty and mass illiteracy can be noticed. Okay, so from the issues and concerns which I have just now discussed with you, we can say that development is not a remedy to all the evils or all the ills of which exist in the society. Okay, so just now I told you that the western or eurocentric view holds that development is essential for overcoming all types of regional disparities. So do you think that development create, reinforce, perpetuate these crises? Yes, to some extent you can see in some parts or in some regions of the same district or in the same state. Okay, history, as far as history of measurement of development is concerned. But what is this history? Okay, what does this history of measurement of human development tell us? Let me tell you something about this. Human development has seen emergence of different ideologies at different periods of history, right? And in the beginning, we have also seen a common scale for measuring human development, and that was based on what? That was based on certain parameters, okay, and that included GDP, per capita income, calorie availability per head, and consumption of energy per person, right? But this scale for development, or this scale for measuring human development, was first developed in 1990 by UNDP. So, what is this UNDP? United Nations Development Program. When it is published, when it published the first human development report, I mean in 1990, UNDP has first released the report on human development. Okay, and so the countries were classified on the basis of geographic regions. You should keep this thing in mind, that the countries were classified on the basis of geographic regions and ranked as certain basis, right? And just now I have discussed with you under measurement. And so what had happened, in fact, the country which got the highest score was placed at the top position with regard to human development. Okay, and then according to a report of 2018 of UNDP program, India got the score of 0.640, and it ranked at 130th position among 189 countries of the world. Okay, so that was in fact parameters for measuring the human development. And as far as the position of India is concerned, what do you see here? That at the end or at the time of independence, 1.7 crore people lived below poverty line, right? And the number has gone up to approximately 28 crore, and about 10 crore youths are unemployed in India. And measurement is concerned, what about the measurement? You can see here the two topics are given and the subtopics are given: human development indicators and HDI, human development index. Okay, now let me tell you something about this. The Human Development Report 1993 mentions that development must be woven around people. Okay, it should be in and around people. It also mentions certain preconditions that needs to be taken care or for calculating or measuring human development. Okay, and these are known as what, these are known as human development indicators. The scale for measuring human development was first developed in 1990, as just now I told you. According to this scale, what had happened? That the maximum and minimum values were assigned to three indicators. And what were those three indicators? I'm telling you, three indicators of Human Development Index. These three indicators are like life expectancy, you can see here, life expectancy, then or longevity, okay, or longevity, then longevity, literacy rate, per capita income are taken as the basic indicators of human development. And then you can see real GDP per capita or per capita income or educational attainment, or simply you can say education. Okay, so these were the three important indicators. Now every country is given points from 0 to 1 on this type of scale of measurement to simplify calculations, and based on scores that earned, each country is ranked according to what? According to index of achievement. As far as these three indicators are concerned, according to index of achievement for each indicator. Got it? And human development index is then found out by combining the values of these three indicators. Right. So that was about the three indicators of, or I mean, the how to measure the human development index. So based on three important indicators, and these three indicators: life expectancy or longevity, GDP per capita or per capita income, and educational attainment, or you can say simply education. Now in this slide you can see human development in India. India has been making efforts to achieve a higher level of human development and progress in respect to educational, in respect to educational achievements. Okay, extension of health services, education, as well as health services and other basic social conveniences. Okay, position of India is 136 or 136 among 186 countries with reference to Human Development Index, which was published in 2012 by UNDP program. So India scored how much, India scored 0.554, while the score of the country was 0.407 in 1975. If you go back to the history, you can see, though it was I mean the indicators and the measurement and human development index that began in 1990, but if you look at the indicators Okay, how was our country? And if you go back to the different indicators of economic indicators, or you can see education, and you can see GDP. So if you calculate all those, you can see you will come to one conclusion, that it was 0.407 in 75. Okay, so, and indicators of economic attainments. What about the indicators of economic attainment? And if you look at the economic attainments, that rich resource base and access to these resources by all, particularly the poor, downtrodden, and marginalized, is the key to productivity, being being and human development. Okay, now economic attainments here, I mean, in general, if you look at what does it mean or what does it indicate, economic attainment and the well-being of individuals depend on what, economic growth, personal economic growth, employment opportunities, and access to assets, right? And this is very, very important as far as when we look at the economic attainments, right? So access to resource by poor, downtrodden, and marginalized sections is the key to the productivity, right? Productivity and well-being, productivity as and well-being and human development. GNP was that, GNP, gross national product, and its per capital availability are taken as measures to assess resource base. Okay, this is very, very important indicator. GNP was that gross nation product, and its per capital availability, or per head, or per capital, in fact, you can say that availability are taken as measures to assess what, resource base. For India, the estimated GDP is 3,200,000 crores at current prices, and therefore per capita income was 20,813 at current prices. It's not evenly distributed. You cannot see that it is evenly distributed. And in due course of time, what had happened, that the per capita and expenditure in India has increased, right? And one more thing is here, that the regional variations. If you look at the regional variations, and we can easily observe this regional variations. The states like Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat, right? And they have, I mean, more than 4,000 per capita income, and year, while the poorer states of Bihar, Odisha, MP, UP, Assam have less than 2,000% per 2,000% per year. Okay, income 2,000% per year. So these are reflective of other problems, like what, other problems like poverty and unemployment. Okay, and the highest poverty is noticed in the states of Odisha and Bihar, which recorded, more than 40% of the people below poverty line. States of MP, Sikkim, Assam, Tripura have more than 30% of the people below poverty line. So what is here, that poverty? So what about this poverty? That the poverty is a state of deprivation which reflects the inability of an individual to satisfy certain basic needs for a sustained, healthy, and productive life. Jobless growth, okay, jobless growth and unemployment are the main causes of poverty. Okay, GDP, as just now I've discussed with you, that GDP of a country does not fully reflect the quality of life in a country. Or the factors like housing, access to public transport, air quality, and access to drinking water, which also determine the standard of living. And all these are the basic requirements in life, which reflects what, the growth, the personal growth of an individual, or that also reflects the standard of living. Okay, so far what we have discussed today, we have discussed about the indicators of economic attainments, GDP, and one more thing we have discussed about, that development related beliefs, regional disparities, isn't it? Regional disparities, and of course, one important thing which we have discussed about is history of measurement of human development and the different indicators of human development index. So for today, uh, up to here only, and in my next video I'll discuss few other topics. Good day.